Pick up your manga, pick up your things, tune into your anime and get yourself together, because it's time to weeb about it. Talking about all these things, time to weeb about it. Talking about anime, it's time to weeb about it.
Hi, my name is HL.
Hi, my name is Noni.
And this is Weeb About It. Fuck yeah, dude. Alright. Guys, we are here on our next episode of Weeb About It. And before we go any further, I want to say, in the time of this recording, it's been another week for you guys. So if you guys actually liked the last episode or even liked the podcast, definitely hit that fucking subscribe button and hit that notification. As you see, I'm stuttering. But the point is, guys, we are back for another fucking episode. And today, Sada will not be here for us, but you hear Noni, right?
It's Noni, yeah.
Yeah, okay. See, Noni. I gotta remember that. Okay, got it. We are here with my good old friend Noni here to join us on another episode. So, Noni, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, man. We just to pull the curtain back a little bit, we just got done eating at a great Mexican restaurant. My boy Llama here. Can I call you Llama?
Yeah, you call me Llama.
Okay, that's your brand. I want to, address you right, man. Hey, buy the merch. Buy the merch. I'm gonna plug you real quick.
How dare you plug me on my own podcast?
We had a great meal, so now we're back. We're ready to talk about some Death Note.
Yeah. Oh. Spoiler alert. No, I'm messing with you guys. You guys see about the title of this episode. So yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as Noni just said, we are going to be talking about a very, very special episode where this anime is reached a lot of people's heart in the long run. I will admit, it is one that we're going to play a little bit different. But yes, guys, we are talking about Death Note, the one critically acclaimed anime series and manga, if you read it, that struck a lot of people's hearts, especially as a younger audience. If you guys have watched Toonami or Adult Swim, you guys would know Death Note. I feel like for those who are usually watching this, you would know Death Note. But if you don't, you're in for a fucking treat. Are you fucking excited for this, my man?
I am. Yeah, I love Death Note. I don't remember it ever being on Adult Swim. Was it on Adult Swim?
Yeah, I watched. Oh well, Toonami, Adult Swim. Yeah, that's where I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing about Death Note is it's so 1000 IQ and there's so many moving pieces, especially in the second season, that it's one of those that is really hard to just jump right in because there's gonna be a lot of missing pieces. Like if you just kind of just jump right in, it's not like like Dragon Ball Z, you open it up, people are fighting. All right, I know what's going on, but Death Note is just like, it's such a complex anime.
And I forgot to mention this to you also. This episode is only part 1. See, Death Note is 2 seasons, chat. And so, I'm going to say chat because I stream on Twitch. By the way, check me out on fucking Twitch. But how we do it on this show is that we actually only cover per season. So, we're just going through the first season. The first season already has a lot to cover. And like I said, guys, we're going to be playing a little bit different today because, like I said, Sada's not here. We're not going off a script. We're just kind of going on freeballing this shit. So we're actually going to do a little extra fun shit today. So let's get to the description of just Death Note entirely. And let me just read out. I have it on the Death Note wiki fandom. I have currently up on my screen right now, but as it reads, welcome to Death Note Wiki. High school. It starts off with a high school student, Light Yagami, discovers a supernatural notebook that allows him to kill anyone by writing the victim's name while picturing their face. The story follows his attempts to become a god by creating a new world cleansed of the evil by using the notebook, and the complex conflict between himself and all those who try to stop it or help him. Death Note is a shonen series created by the writer Tsugumi Oba. Is that how you say it? So Tsugumi Oba, right?
I guess.
I was like, fuck it. Listen, I can't. Yeah, but if I butcher this, I do apologize. But Tsugumi Oba and the artist Takeshi Obata.
They'll let you know. They'll let you know in the comments.
Yeah, they'll crucify. They'll crucify me. All right. Yeah, I want you guys to. It's a manga. It began as a manga serialized in a weekly Shonen Jump in 2003 and has been adapted into a live-action Japanese film series beginning of 2006, an anime series in 2006, which is the one we're going to be covering, and a musical in 2015, which I have not actually seen that. Have you seen the musical?
I haven't. No, I didn't even know there was a musical. I saw the Netflix one.
In a live-action televised drama in 2015, an American film in 2017, which God bless our souls. And I didn't know about this, a German audio drama in 2018. So it's been around. It's been around. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's passed hands a few times. Light Turner, that's all I got to say.
Oh, no. So I was going to make a joke with that, too. Oh, if you guys don't know, the American film that they made in 2017 of Death Note was on Netflix. And yeah, they called it, instead of saying like Yagami to try to get in with the American kids, they called him Light Turner. I'm like, that's...
His brother, Timmy Turner.
Yeah, all right. Timmy Turner. My God. Jeez, talk about big brain.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. That's worse than fucking like Dragon Ball, the fucking live action version.
Oh, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh God, there is no Warren Bossy said there was no Dragon Ball Evolution.
Goku went to high school for some reason.
Yeah, fucking shit. All right, that hurts my heart. But yeah, usually we would go into like the whole description of the series, guys, and around this point. But I think we should do a little something different and kind of go straight into the good and bad. So kind of like what we think about it, and then we're gonna head up into a little surprise later on. Thanks to your boy Noni, who actually came up with a really cool idea that I think we should definitely try out.
Yeah,
so,
right. The principal's not here, so we're getting a little crazy.
Yeah,
at this school here.
She's about to get wild, boys. So let's get started. So we're gonna move straight into the good and bad. So essentially, like the good of the series, what you thought was the bad. But again, we're only gonna stick to season 1.
Okay.
Season 1 of the series. So we gotta keep our minds. So as much as the whole series is fucking amazing,
right?
Let's stick it to season 1. I want to get that part 2 out there. And as much as you guys want to hear the description of the series, I think you could definitely look up a summarization of on YouTube. But let's just hop right into it. So good. I'm gonna start with you, my man.
Yeah.
What do you think is what makes you like Death Note? Well, what makes you got into it? What makes you like it? Like, what do you like about Death Note?
I think, and I could be speaking for a lot of people, this is why a lot of people gravitate towards the first season. Is it was like every single episode, there was the drama of it. Like there was a twist and turn on every single corner. It was like watching like an anime chess match where it was like Light was like, I got you, and then L was like, no, you didn't get me, and then he was like, no, I got you, and there was just like every single turn there was like a counterattack to every single move, and it was just so crazy seeing our pro tag get into these situations, and it's like how is he gonna get out?
Yep.
Like what am I watching? Like how is he gonna get out of this? And it just kept you coming back for more.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was like, no, I want the whole list. No, it seems like I was like, oh no, I want you to keep going, and go all out, nerd out.
And I don't want to get into the second season at all, but
you can hint it up if you want.
Yeah,
to.
but it was the simplicity of guy versus guy, mano y mano.
Mm-hmm.
That it was the simplicity of that people love about the first season. Once you get into the second season, it gets very convoluted, and there's a lot of characters that we'll get into that get very little screen time, and they kind of expect you to just if you throw out one of those names, I'll be like, who? And you'll be like, oh, it's this guy, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I got you.
Oh, that motherfucker got killed by the. Oh yeah, I remember that. It's like, oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And I could actually agree with that. One Piece goes through a lot of characters, I will admit, but I feel like you're right. The first season kind of does like you kind of stick with most of the same kind of cast, and of course, depending how the story goes on, you get it kind of more of a feel. Season 2 does feel like a snap. Like, oh, this character was here. Oh,
a lot of ass pulls. It feels like it feels like it should have ended at a certain point, and then they just kept going with it, and it was like, all right.
What's the twist? Wait, what's the twist? Wait, what is this? M. Night Shyamalan?
What's the twist?
What's the twist? But I think another thing I want to add on to that is the music.
Ooh.
Oh, the music. Who did this? I think it said Oh, they actually didn't say who credited the music for the series.
The first opening, The World, that is top 10 anime openings.
If you guys have not heard the opening for One Piece, Death Note, if you have not watched or listened to the Death Note opening, I swear to God, dude, that's like the most hype right there.
Oh yeah.
The series just starts off with the fucking intro, and it gets your ass pumped. Like, you're up, you're dancing, and you're like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And every episode that goes down in season 1, like, it just, I feel like, I don't know if it was just me, but I remember watching it when I was younger, and every time you hear the intro, like, it was one of the few series I watched where I did not skip the intro.
Never skipped it.
Because it just got so, like you said, it was ramping up. It kept ramping up. But as you watch this intro, you knew shit was about to go down. It felt like the intro itself was getting more hyped as you kept watching this. And it wasn't like JoJo. I don't know if you guys ever watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, I mean, I know about it. I'm not a frequent watcher. My sister is. Shout out if you're watching. Kay, I'll name drop you. I'll name drop you.
Doxing or written off.
Yeah, but I love the JoJo's openings are pretty cool. Naruto was one of those too.
Yes.
Naruto always had some fire openings. Bluebird, I'll just drop some names, man. Bluebird, Closer, like there was a lot. Even I mean, this isn't the Naruto episode.
Yeah, no. That would be actually like in the future. Like that's like coming soon.
Spoilers.
Uh-oh. Get ready, boys. Get your pants on. Naruto's coming soon. No, but continue.
The first opening, The World, one of my favorite openings in anime history. And sorry, I mean, I'm not a poser, but I don't watch a whole lot of animes. I mean, I have the ones that I grew up with, obviously. Your Death Note, your Naruto, your Dragon Ball, since I was a kid, and then, anime became very mainstream. And I don't want to say anything about anybody who might be watching, but I feel like a lot of the audiences got kind of cringe. Yeah. Like, would you agree?
If you went with the fan base?
Yeah, the fan base.
Oh god, hella cringe. Oh my god.
Okay.
I remember in school, like, and I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, these losers, but like, if you went to a cringe, yeah, like, oh my god, I mean, like Yagami, oh my god, I got, and it's like one thing to have the Death Note and stuff like this, like, oh, it's a little collectible.
Oh, speaking of
death, yeah, I was like, speaking of.
I mean, there's no video. This is just an audio podcast, but I actually purchased a Death Note on Amazon, and this one is actually, it's really cool because it's pretty much a replica, like a 1-to-1 replica, where it's got all of the rules and it's got all of the names from the show. I bought this as an adult. Like, if I brought this to school as a kid, like, I'd probably be suspended immediately. It's like, teacher's like, this is Death Note. What is it? Why is Nathan's name in here? Like, what are you?
Wait, what's going on here? Yo, Nathan.
Fun fact. They actually banned the Death Note in China.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because kids were bringing in like a replica just like this, and writing all their friends' names in it, and
oh, that's right. In China, they take death seriously. In China,
yeah. I mean, they take death seriously everywhere, but
no. But in China, in a lot of Chinese cultures, they take that shit. Like a good example, World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
The undead race, the Forsaken, and a lot of the undead mobs. In the Chinese version of World of Warcraft, they have like a lot of the guts and stuff like that. The blood, they usually would change the color of the blood or have like the guts and stuff spilling out, it would be patched in and stuff. And the undead mobs just zombies, but with like
a lot of
bones.
Censorship. They're pretty like spiritual there.
Yep, that's true. Yeah,
but
enough to talk about China. But no, that's a good point though. That's a very good point. And yeah, no, and I think we can also talk about what's the influence the show had. But I guess going on to what I was saying though, yeah, I see some weaves in my day. Like, I've seen some weaves where they're, God, I remember this, and she's an amazing person. Not trying to like shit on her or anything like that. I'm not gonna ever say the name, but I remember she dressed as Light Yagami one day, came into school, the hair and everything.
That's hot.
It was hot, but like it was hot, like. But it was just like, at the time, it was like, but why though? I didn't understand the cosplay scene at the time. So I just thought, oh, she just was a really big fan of the show. But then she would act like the character.
Yeah, so growing up, like that's what I was talking about. I mean, we had this conversation earlier off camera, but that's the thing growing up was like now anime is pretty cool, and this is touching on something I said earlier, how it's mainstream. It's cool now. You got like SoundCloud rappers and shit, and like they all love anime and
Hunter x Hunters.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're sporting it. You got the rap AMVs and stuff like that, and now it's cool. But like back in the day when it was like, everyone knew anime, but it was like it was really only delved into by like kind of like cringe fan bases. So you'd have like the people cosplaying. Like I would just stick my head in the sand and just be like, I don't know what that is.
Death Knot? What is this? What is
Death Knot? Is this like Swedish?
Yeah,
Notch?
Is this Minecraft?
Yeah, isn't that the dude that made Minecraft?
Yeah. No, but I agree though, and I this show influenced a lot of anime. I think Death Note was probably one of the few, besides like what was it, the Kid Attorney one that was way back in the day. I can't remember the name of that one. That's an anime I have never watched.
Case Closed.
Yeah, Case Closed. Yeah. I think Case Closed is probably one of the few animes I have like the detective animes.
Yeah.
And Death Note was like a horror detective anime. I think the closest to a horror detective anime where it's the main protagonist is actually a fucking antagonist. Like, it influenced. I could tell it influenced a lot because I did after watching Death Note. There's a lot of series that are kind of like Death Note. They give off Death Note vibes where you have this anti-hero or this the main antagonist is the protagonist is the antagonist of the series.
Yeah,
and so. Death Note did leave an influence, and it did help spread anime too. Just like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, and all of them.
It was a different genre.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the first, like, because, the influential animes were all about fighting. So this kind of opened up a lot of eyes to like, man, there's more to anime than just fighting. Like, and Death Note is one of those shows where you can kind of just show it to anyone. Like I watched Death Note a few years back with my older cousin, and she doesn't watch anime at all. But this is one of those ones where you can turn it on, and it doesn't matter that they're anime characters. Like it doesn't, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is like, yo, this is a good story. This is a story that you can take and you can make it live action.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you should.
And don't give us Netflix.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you should. I mean, there's a way you can do it.
One Piece.
There's a way to do it. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, the way that it's been executed in the past. I mean, there wasn't. There was the Netflix one, but there was also was it? There was another Japanese one, right? A live action.
Yeah. So this was the live action TV drama. It looks like So there was a live action Japanese film series in the beginning of 2006, before or a little bit. Before or after the animated series in 2006. So they were same year. Same year. So let me click on this one.
Yeah, that one, I saw some clips from that. That one was actually pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Yo, so guys, we have the pictures pulled up on oh, yes.
Yeah, you see L there?
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Oh, he's on the Netflix one. Goof ass, bro. Oh, ugly ass.
This is Light Turner. I don't know who that is.
Good. So bad. I'm sorry. Oh my god. But yes. But the original series, this one was holy shit. I have never seen. So I've seen clips. Yeah, you're right. I've seen clips of it.
Yeah.
But I've never actually watched it. But I heard it's good. I remember seeing this, and I remember people were talking about this one was good.
Yeah.
And then you got this, but we don't talk about that. Like there was no war of Bossing Say. There is no war of Bossing Say. For Avatar fans, you will understand that. But it was definitely an influence. It was definitely, and like you said, like you could kind of just take it and give it to anyone. You know, a good example. My mom and dad. My dad watched anime. My mom didn't. But I remember they recorded because TiVo fucking DirecTV.
I was there. We might have some youngins in the crowd. I don't know how young you guys are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there for that, bro.
We had to record everything.
Yeah, right. You'd come home from school. If you missed it, bro, you missed it. You had to record it. Like,
yep.
So
those were the good days.
Know,
and the
right?
shitty days. But yes, so my mom and dad would record all of Death Note. And then I remember I think it was Adult Swim did a marathon playing all the episodes of Death Note. And so my mom and dad had it set where they recorded every fucking episode of Death Note.
So did they like it?
Oh, my fucking mom and dad loved Death Note.
Wow.
My mom and dad got into Bleach. They got into Death Note. They got into fucking Naruto.
It's like a gateway anime almost. And that's we'll get into her a little bit later, but I remember I was watching the show with my cousin, and then there's a character, Misa Amane.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, there's no video, but I'm wearing a Misa shirt right now. But
I'm not laughing at the fact you're wearing this shirt. I like the way you just said that. Like, yeah, I see it, but I'm wearing it.
There's no video. There's no video, but I got the merch on. I'm holding it up so you guys can see it.
I am quite the weeb myself.
Yeah, right. No, but anytime she would pop up on the screen, it would turn into an anime. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where she's like, oh, light, ooh, woo, like doing the ooh, woo and all that. And like, I don't know. It turned very anime when she was on screen. But like, whenever she was off screen, like, and then, I would be looking around like, oh, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Dude, my God.
Sorry. I love anime. We all love anime.
Yeah, but you guys would know when you have a sexy character that's on screen.
It gets very fan servicey.
Yeah, and the mom and dad walks by like, Mom, Dad, I swear to God, it's called Death Note. It's a good series. You should watch it. Which then that's usually a gateway. That usually what happens.
It's always fan service whenever they walk through too. It's like they know. They're like, oh, Mom's coming through. All right, hold on, throw Misa on the screen,
dude. Yep, dude. You know what's funny?
What?
I was watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. My dad walks into the room. He's like, son, are you watching porn? I'm like, no, Dad, it's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Actually, you should probably get into it. And I convinced my dad. Gave him a whole TED talk on why JoJo wasn't porn.
It turns into Ace Attorney real quick. Yeah. You got to defend yourself, bro.
He's like, that's porn. Objection. My client is dead ass.
I have evidence.
My client put it on their mama. This shit's real.
Oh, hey, bro, we caught you in 4K, bro.
Bro, hey, you know what? It was tough out here in these streets. A man gotta do what a man gotta do. But no, I agree. Like when Misa was on the fucking Misa. Her name is Misa, right?
Yeah, Misa.
Okay, I thought I was saying it wrong the whole time.
Misa. She's got some aliases, but.
Oh yeah, you said Misa Anme, or I think it's
Amane.
Yeah, Amane. Yeah. And we'll get to the characters soon, guys. And yeah, but Misa, when she was on screen, it was definitely fan service. It was definitely like you can tell this is anime. This was the way. Yeah, you could say the way she, because her character is an idol, but the way she spoke, the way she was like just talking, and just the way her mannerisms were.
Oh light.
Like, oh my God! Like,
you remember when No, we're not gonna. We'll get into it.
we'll get into it next.
That boy wanted to sock her out, though.
Bro, I know.
He said, what did he say? He was like, "This is the first time I've ever been provoked to hit a woman." I was like, damn, Light.
He's like, a couple years because she's reckless and shit. He's like, bro, what the fuck? It's like, get on your shit. Oh my God! But yeah, no, I would say this well, the point is like Death Note had a huge influence on the series and on culture. That, like you said, it was a gateway. It allowed people to get in. I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but get a gateway. So I think we should probably move into. I mean, if you haven't before we go any further, do you have any final thoughts in the good? We're still in the good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think we're gonna get into a lot of bad with this season because I adore this season.
Yeah,
like I love. There's so many iconic scenes that we'll get into that I just love.
Actually, can I talk about something?
Yeah, let's go. Go ahead. You're the host.
I know. I'm saying like I feel like we should head into one. I keep want to say fucking One Piece. I've been watching One Piece recently. I'm sorry. Death Note had the greatest fucking villain. So in Light's term, villain, but in the actual story, hero. L was a fucking badass, and all this nigga did was just sit. All he did.
There's a huge discussion when it comes to this anime, and it's who's smarter. You know, all the animes are like, who's stronger, who would win in a fight, but this one is who would win in a battle of wits. And I love I love intelligent characters. That's like my niche, you know, like even like when watching
sorry, I just chugging down this coffee.
Down the whole thing of coffee. But even when watching Naruto, like I loved Shikamaru. That was like one of my favorite characters because he had just those 1,000 IQ moments, and that's a lot cooler to me than someone like throwing an energy blast or like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like just having 1,000, like Shikamaru's not the strongest, but like he can outsmart the other characters. Same thing with like Kakashi, people like that. And that's what I love, because this anime focused on it. It focused completely on wits. They never got into like a hand-to-hand combat. I mean, they do a little bit, but you know,
some parts.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's like, all right, like once I find out who you are, like you're dead. It was a cat and mouse chase, and that's what made it so thrilling. That's the drama of Death Note.
Yeah, and L was the perfect like cat and mouse like opponent, I would say, because it wasn't like, oh yeah, I outsmarted you. Oh, I outsmarted you. Oh, I did this. Like it was like a twist. Because even as a viewer, like, you wouldn't even see that shit. Like, first time viewing Death Note, you introduced to L, and you're like, okay, he's probably, you seems like he might die off, like, in the next episode or two. Nah, this motherfucker was like, I put this piece here. Like, if you're playing a game of chess, this motherfucker's like, I got this here, and here's why. And then he will explain himself. Oh yeah, no, I know. And the way how he figures it out, like, the way he just kind of, like, just dissects everything, it's like you could tell this man's on another level, and you think, okay, Light's getting this dude. Light's getting this dude, and then you find out, some extra shit, and it wasn't like, I just twisted it. He's like, actually, no, I pinned you into a fucking corner, and he'll straight up. I love the scene where he straight up told fucking Light was like, I think you're Kira.
Yeah,
and he's like, bro, man, you tripping?
What are you talking about?
Nah, what you, bro? If I was Kira, nah, you Kira.
Yeah,
and he's like, nah. Motherfucker, you Kira. I don't know. My hunch is saying it. Just the way everything's looking, like, motherfucker, you're Kira. And you don't really get to see that in a lot of series where, of course, he's saying it. He still has to prove it. But that right there, and that wasn't even like far into it. Like, that was like the beginning of like somewhat of like the start of like their cat and mouse bullshit. Yeah. Like, he already was like on that shit, and that's what like made Light be like, bro. And then, of course, the iconic chit scene. Who can forget that?
Just the introduction to L, because it's hyped up as like, you know, he starts off as I think Lindell Taylor was his.
Yeah, that's
so he starts off in, well, I mean, he's L. He just goes by L throughout the beginning, but the way he's introduced is we never see his face. There's like a smooth, maybe like 4 or 5 episodes that we just don't see him at all, and then you're finally introduced to him, and then it's just like, it's just a normal looking guy, and he's wearing like a t-shirt and jeans, like a long sleeve and jeans. He's like all pale. He's like literally like like, bro, touch grass. Like he's literally like an internet dweller almost, you know. He's like a Twitch mod.
I think someone said he's XQC.
He's like, did you actually you're actually Kira, dude?
Yeah. Oh, fuck you. Chat, he's Kira. I'm telling you.
This is literally like, this whole anime is a giant game of Among Us.
Yeah. Chat. I'm telling you, it's Among Us. It's Among Us.
Okay, dude. If he's not Kira, okay, you can literally vote me off next round, dude.
Yep, next round. He does
that. He does that in the show. He's literally like,
that's right. Yeah.
He's like, dude, if I'm wrong about this, like, if you kill him and Kira's still killing, then you can kill me. Like, I'm pretty sure he says that in the show.
I swear to God, that was like one of the scenes or something like that. Yeah.
That's the thing about Death Note, where it's like, there's so much happening, and there's so many like moving parts that it's like, you kind of like there's stuff that you forget. Like if you didn't just watch the show, like we didn't just watch the show,
Yeah,
but we grew up with it. If you didn't just watch the show, there's a lot of stuff that you're gonna forget. You know what I mean? And especially when it comes to, this is a really hard show to like explain without like having it fresh on your mind. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of 1,000 IQ plays.
And I think that's what makes it even better is that, you know, we could tell you guys about this, but now it doesn't really spoil the whole series because it's like, I mean, you're gonna know he's gonna win against L, but it's how, and even if we told you how, it's how you have to be, and then I think I already mentioned this, and not just the intro, but the music in the series. By the fucking gods.
I study to this music.
Yes, bro. One Piece music. It's like every tension is from. I'm a music guy. I'm a huge music guy. Growing up, I've always been. I'm that motherfucker who was on SoundCloud, but when SoundCloud was not even popular. That type of music guy, all right? Not SoundCloud rapper levels, but still underground music. But I remember listening to Death Note's music, like as I'm watching the series, it gets your heart pumping. It's like, oh shit, oh fuck, like, and like even rewatching it, it's just like it's so impactful.
Yeah,
it's so impactful.
There's songs in the OST that, you know, it's meant for the monologue, so there's not a lot going on, but it's like little subtle things that you can pick up on the music. Like there's one song, I think it might be one of Light's themes, but like you can literally hear like a clock ticking, and that's like the beat.
Yep.
That's like the beat of the song is just a clock ticking because you're waiting for this person to see if they die or not. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh man, the OST is just genius. And then whenever you get into the epic moments, they bring in the whole choir.
Oh my!
Yeah, no, they get active. Yeah. Oh my god. Hold on, is Sephiroth about to jump out?
Yeah, I know. Right? Yo, bring out that Smash Bros, bro. dude. Oh my god, I'm so ready for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh yeah. And
oh my god. Enough of that. Yes.
Yeah. no, but the thing about the OST is that or not even just the OST necessarily. The reason that they have like kind of like the orchestra, kind of like the choir type of thing, is because this show actually has a lot of religious undertones. Yep. And you see that within like the opening of the show. If you guys look at the opening, the final shot is literally like I remember there's one shot where they recreate. Yeah, there's one shot where they recreate the creation of Adam with Light and Ryuk, where you know he's handing him the apple or whatever.
Oh yeah.
There's
There's
so much.
Let me pull this shit up.
There's so much sick art when it comes to this show, and I'm pretty sure they try to portray Light as like the devil.
Yeah, dude.
Look at that.
Oh my god, the intro. Oh, I want to listen to
it. There it
is. Right there. We found it. Okay, yeah. So, dude, and Ryuk as a fucking Shimigami. And the Shimigamis, I love the Shimigamis, but Ryuk is fucking, of course, G.
Yeah, he's a real one. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, dude, literally. Oh my god. Dude, this is so badass.
Look at that. Look at all the... And, I mean, you guys can't see this, but is there... I don't know how this is gonna work. Is there?
I mean, we're watching. I'll say this: you guys pull it up. Just look up Death Note intro 1 or I don't know, but still look it up and just watch it.
Yeah, you pull it up. Look at it for yourself. Look at Misa.
Yeah. So I'm sipping over here, boys.
Standing on top of buildings and stuff, and there's actually there's a video you guys can look up. I don't know if it with YouTube. They'd like to take stuff down all the time, but there's actually a video where it breaks down each scene of the opening, and like, because they're all like references to the Bible and stuff like that. So I think there's like one shot of the character holding up another character, and it's like what is it, Abel and Cain? Are those the two characters?
I think so, if I remember correctly. Hold up.
Sorry, I'm not too up to snuff with my Bible lore, but
yeah, no, I mean neither.
Yeah, the great opening, and just the fact that each shot is like a reference to something, like I love that.
Yeah, I know, and you could tell they put a lot of work into really like just showing
Madhouse.
Oh, was it Madhouse?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know Madhouse made the intro.
Yeah.
Fuck. I did not know this whole time. Years later, I did not know this.
Do they do the show too? I don't know if they just do the intro or if they do the show, but I think they do the show actually.
Fuck, I kind of want to look that up now.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Madhouse does the animation for the show.
Hold on, yeah, no, fucking Death Note. What was it?
Madhouse.
Madhouse.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh my god, did they actually make the fucking show?
Yeah, I think so.
It was written by blah blah blah. Her story follows like a 37-episode adaptation produced by Madhouse.
Yeah.
It was Madhouse. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Madhouse, yeah. So chat, look at that. No, chat, I keep seeing chat. Fucking guys, look at this. Yeah, Madhouse, they fucking, I did not know that. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of great animation. Do you want to get into the characters or do you want to get into scenes of the show?
I think we should get into the characters.
All right,
for people who haven't watched it, they're probably like, who the fuck is Light?
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I guess, well, actually, you know what, before we get into it, let's talk about the bads.
Okay.
So, I'm going to say this. What do you think is a bad of the show? Because I ain't going to lie, I can't think of any.
I can't think of... The only bads that I can think kind of come from season 2. But even, like, that was me on an initial watch.
That's true, yeah.
After you watch it a few times, you know, because I watched it first and then it was like, oh, like, that kind of sucked. That was a little underwhelming. And then you watch it again and you're like, that was actually genius.
Yeah.
And if you go into the manga, they go a lot deeper into things.
Oh yeah.
Because Death Note, it's the reason it's such a gateway is because it's such a short show.
Yep.
It's only
37 episodes.
Yeah, only 37 episodes. So I mean, when we watched it, like we watched it in like a week.
Yeah, it was weekly. Yep.
Yeah, or but I watched because you know I looked at it on Netflix and
yeah,
I watched it in a week. Like literally, like watched maybe 3 or 4 episodes a day or whatever, and it was just like done like that. You know, and oh my god, such a sick show. Especially if you're like, I mean, in high school I was pretty like edgy, you know, I had my little edgy phase. So I was like, dude, Light is awesome.
I want to be Light.
I literally want to be Light Yagami, bro.
God, man's got the Riz and the Death Notes.
Yes. And that's the thing that he has over L. If we want to get into Light first.
Yeah, let's start with Light. Yeah,
Light is. What doesn't this man have, bro? I want to be him, low key. Like this dude. The smartest kid in not only the smartest kid in the entire of Japan is the smartest student in the entirety of Japan. He's also like the Riz god, bro.
Yeah, no, he is.
Like,
oh my,
that's
god.
How he gets around is by
manipulation.
Yeah, he manipulates everyone, and that's what he has over L. L doesn't pick up on. I mean, he's trained himself to like pick up on certain social cues, but he doesn't interact with a lot of people. The only person he really interacts with is his butler.
Yep, that's true. Yeah,
Watari. You know, so I'm pretty sure Light is like one of his only friends, or one of the only people that he considered like his friend. You know, because L grew up in an orphanage, Whammy's house, if you remember, and a lot of the people actually picked on him for, you know, I mean, no. Did Whammy's house come after L, or did
it was season 2 because remember it was, you found out the butler was I think either the butler adopted her or basically the butler was part of that house. I can't remember exactly.
I was gonna say they picked on him, but I thought they were all smart. So like
they were the whole point of the whole orphanage was used as to train future detectives. Yeah. So they basically wanted to make super detectives.
Yeah. And they all have like code names like L and N and M. Like
what was it? Near?
Near was N.
Yeah.
And that was pretty badass. But I actually have a book that's called it's a novel. It's not like a manga or anything like that, but it's a novel called L Changed the World.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's set in an alternate timeline where, and I mean, if you watch this, you either, I mean, are we spoiling? Or?
No, I never heard of L fucking Changed the. I mean, we could spoil it. We could spoil some. Yeah, we could spoil some.
So like this character died, or like
I think they figured out who dies or not.
Okay, all right. I just want to be clear.
I mean, this anime came out when again, like
2006.
You had time, guys.
Yeah, you had time, and you're clicking on the episode, bro. You knew what you were getting into.
Yeah, spoiler warning, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little late, but yeah, spoiler warning. L Change the World is an alternate timeline because there's a part in the show where Light gives up the ownership of the notebook. Yep. So like he like forgets all of his memories, and then they put him in confinement, which is really funny because I actually just got done reading the manga part of this, like the section of this. In the anime, he's only in confinement for 13 days, but in the manga, he's in confinement for 50 days.
Oh, so, shit.
Yeah, they do him dirty in the manga compared to the anime, but I think it's set in that timeline where, like, I mean, you guys will probably correct me if I'm wrong because it's been a while since I've even saw this book. Or actually, just look it up. Look it up.
What's it called?
L Change the World. But I think it's an alternate timeline where Light ends up killing himself while in confinement, and L sees this like he sees this as like a loss, and like he becomes like depressed because like the case is unsolved, you know?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Continue though, like I didn't even know this was a fucking book.
Yeah, so it goes into like some of his backstory too, you know, because L is a genius too. Like L, and you can say that L is actually smarter than Light. Mm-hmm. I also have another book. I know I'm a huge Death Note nerd, guys, but
that's why we have you here.
Yeah, right. But it's Death Note book 13, I believe, and it's called Death Note How to Read.
Really?
And it's actually, do you know how like Dragon Ball, if you follow like the power scaling at all, which I mean, probably
yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, Dragon Ball power scale. Oh, I'm all about that.
Okay, so they have a book called the Daisenshuu for Dragon Ball, right?
Yes.
So that basically shows you all their power levels and all, like basically like bios about the characters.
Yep.
So Death Note How to Read, and you can look that up too. Death Note How to Read is the same thing where it shows you the bios of the characters and it shows you their stats and all that stuff. Death Note hoodie, yeah.
Yeah, oh shit, that would be great. That would be great. So okay. I need to use how to type. So
yeah, might need to look that book up too. But Death Note How to Read. Yeah, it looks exactly like that. Death Note.
I actually seen this book.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And does it show like the pages at all?
I could probably pull here. Let me go back. Let me go to images.
Yeah.
Continue though.
Yeah. So the Death Note How to Read goes into their stats, and
you said page 13, right?
Well, I mean, no, that's the book is called. Yeah, there's Nier right there. You can click on him, but that's kind of like how it looks. Like it gives you their stats, or Light's down there. If you want to click on Light.
Oh, right here.
That's Mellow. That's Mellow.
We don't talk about Mellow.
Dude, we don't talk about those characters. Those are season 2. There's Light. Look at how padded out his stats are.
Fucking Christ.
But actually, there's a little space where his intelligence is, where it's not filled in all the way, but L's is filled in all the way. So you can say that L is actually smarter than Light, if you want to go by that comparison. But the reason why Light is so successful is because he can manipulate people.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to talk about this, yeah, and then his social, what does it say?
I think it says, social life.
Social life is all the way down.
This man's gone.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, I think it's social life.
Yeah, but his intelligence is like all the way up. I really, dude, L is such a badass, and
he is.
I love him because this man almost won a game that he didn't even know the rules to.
Yeah,
like
yeah, that is true. Yeah,
he didn't know what a death. All he knew was this person is killing, and like I don't know how.
I think the first thing he deducted already. Okay, actually, yeah. Okay, spoiler alert. The first thing I remember this. The first thing he deducted off of the Death Note already, before he realized it was a Death Note, was that you needed the name of the person, mm-hmm. you needed the face of the person, and then he was like, oh, and I only broadcasted this in this certain area,
yeah.
So now I already know this guy's in this area.
So this is what happens in maybe the first...
there's the first interaction, the first showing of L.
That's such an iconic scene too, because... he broadcasted only to a certain region, and he even admitted, he was like, I just guessed, I got lucky by that, you were in, because we were gonna do this in every region. Yeah, but I got lucky. This is our first try. He got, and this is where L they both have their pawns,
Yeah.
because this guy he got a guy who was already scheduled to die.
Yep.
His name was Linda L. Taylor. He was like, all right, this guy's going to die anyway, so might as well like use him as like a pawn in our game, And he had him like record this whole speech where he was like taunting him.
Yeah, taunting Kira.
Yeah, he was like taunting him. And he was like, okay, like, and he had his name. He specifically had his name written down so that like he can like see it, so Kira could see it, you know. Obviously Kira ends up killing him, and then he's like, oh no, that was just a test and you failed. And he was like and then he goes like, all right, kill me, try to kill me now. And he doesn't die, so he's like, all right, so there are some people you can't kill. So like right there, he learns that he needs a name and a face. He learns what area he's in, and he learns what else does he learn?
What was it? There was a third thing. I know there was another thing to it.
There was a third thing.
Fucking shit.
Oh, and then he learns that that he can kill without even being there.
Yep. So that's what he figured out. He's like, okay.
So he's like, right off the bat, this is some like sort of magic that's going on. Like how, like, like as a detective, what do you even do? Like,
yeah, I think that's what made it so like such a bizarre case for him. He's like, you kill these people without being there, but you need their name and face.
Yeah,
and also at the same time, you're in this particular area. So right here, I already got this shit. I already narrowed you down.
Yeah, and I think it's even maybe it's even in the same episode or the next episode or whatever. He sees like the killing pattern. It's like during
that's what it was.
He's like it's like during a certain time. It's like oh, you're only killing like after school hours. So like this person's a student, and then he learns that like, okay, you need a name and a face, but like you're getting these names that are only released to police. So like
he had access to the police records.
Yeah, he like
so his father must be a cop or something.
He's like it's a student, and they're like related to the police, like this specific group of police, because it was like only them working on the case, right? So he was like, he basically narrowed it down to light in like one episode, and I was like, all right, now I need to like tie you down. That's why he was so like certain that it was light throughout the show. Sorry, I'm gonna open up this monster.
Yo, crack that shit next to the camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should I give you some ASMR, guys?
Yeah, we're gonna grab
some steam came out of it or something. I don't know what that was.
That's called Monster.
Yeah.
But I like when we talked about bad, but we talked about more good, which is perfect. So yeah, going to the characters, Light Yagami, as you guys know, we got Light and already L down. So Light is the main protagonist of the series after discovering the Death Note and knowing his true powers of killing people. After writing a person's name and face in his mind, he dedicates to using this to rid the world of criminals to make a world a better place. As the series progresses, he develops a god complex as he attempts to become the ruler of the new world he creates. His killings are eventually labeled by the people in Japan as the work of Kira. But after a few days of killing criminals and hostages, L, the best detective in the world, yet absurd guy, gets the job and finds Kira and punishes him for the murders he is committing. Just gets the job to find Kira. No.
And one thing is, I want to make a distinction between Light Yagami and Kira. They're two different characters.
Yep, that's true.
So there's points in the show where Light will literally give up the notebook, and you'll see that they even have like there's visual aid to like kind of show you who's who.
Yep.
Like Kira is like drawn like with more narrow, like almost like devious eyes, like he's up to no good.
Yeah.
And then when he goes Light Yagami mode, like his eyes are more round, he's more innocent. And there's certain things, like I told you, I just got done reading this part of the manga, but when he's in confinement, his eyes change from narrow to and you see like the innocence go back into his eyes, and he obviously manipulates Misa throughout the whole show, right?
Yep.
But
she wanted him to, honestly.
Yeah, she wanted him to, but there's a part where he loses his memories of the Death Note and he's Light Yagami again, and L actually asks him, he's like, hey, like, I need you to like kind of manipulate Misa a little bit. And he's like, what are you talking? Like, I'm not gonna manipulate a woman. Like it's like almost like something in the Death Note that like changes him. Like he's like a completely different person when he has this Death Note. It's like
that God complex.
It is. It's the God complex.
Kira, I feel like Kira is the. I mean, I think they said it. Yeah. He does a God complex. Oh yeah. So that God complex is Kira though. Like it is that, and when you take that away, it's like, oh, it's just light.
Yeah.
And what I'm glad you made the distinction. Actually, that's a very good fucking distinction.
Yeah. And you know, there's a string of episodes where he doesn't have the notebook, and he doesn't have like that pride anymore. And that's kind of the thing that L has. He has this like pride about him where he's like, no, I can't be wrong. And that's usually like his biggest weakness, where it's like Innocent Light, I'll just call it. It's like Super Saiyan. It's like two different transformations, but like Innocent Light is like the one who like almost like doesn't have any pride about him, and he's just like, oh, like he's on the same playing field as L, and he challenges his ideals like when he's working with him. So like together, like they're like super geniuses, you know. And when they're going against each other, like these two are like almost on equal playing field. But Kira has like hacks, you know what I mean? He's got the Shinigami eyes, and he's got like all these different like it's not like, it's like L only has pawns, but Light has the rook, he has the king, the queen, he has all these different
motherfucker got the board.
Yeah, he's got the whole board, and that's what he literally manipulates gods throughout the whole show. Yeah, which I'm like, dude, like Kira is probably like one of the smartest characters in anime, and that's what puts him up there.
If you guys ever watch, I think the best people to ever like, and though it's a parody, does it right? You already know what I'm about to say. Anime House from RDC World, I think does Light good in the sense of a parody, because they really capture that like that difference between Light, Yagami, and Kira, where he's like, and I love it because he's like, guys, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna kill that motherfucker soon. I was like, I think that's the best way. RDC World is probably like the best description. Like they did the best way of just showing the two. But of course, in the series, it's a lot more, emphasized and stuff like that. But L Lollet, is it Lollet?
Lolly.
Fuck it. Known as solely as L, is the world's greatest detective and the main antagonist of the series. He takes the task of tracking down and arresting Kira. His most notable characteristic is the fact that he rarely wears shoes. Oh, that's right. That motherfucker's fair. Again, XQC.
They sit the same too.
Yeah, I know. Dude, bro, I honestly think XQC got his like shit from him. His disheveled appearance and lack of social etiquette. See, I can't read. Causes people to doubt his position as L. He lives in a solitude. Only his manager, Watery, is able to contact him directly. L suspects that Light is Kira almost from the beginning, which is true, but is unable to confirm his suspicions to others after his death. So that. I mean, L, I think we already explained about him too much.
He literally did the if I die, it's Light play. And that's what stopped him from killing him for so long. It was like he suspected him from the beginning, so like he literally told the task force, he was like, all right, well, if I die, Light's Kira, and take him into custody, because oh my god, I think
that's like his biggest shield throughout the series too.
Yeah, there's a lot of untouched material that we didn't touch about Light, and it's almost the episode where he becomes Kira.
Yep.
It was the episode with Naomi Misura. And that's the episode where, where L has these agents kind of following. Well, so the only suspect isn't Light technically. His sister's also a suspect technically, and there's one more, and because she's like the daughter of one of them. I can't remember. There's a lot of names within the show, but basically it's like Light and his sister. Those are like the only like suspects. So they have all the cameras set up around his room, and Light's like he's like trying to like act like a normal student. He's just like he has like that contraption within his desk. Yeah, that was one of the first things where I was like, wow. Like you watch it, you're just like, wow, that's so smart. And it's not even like a fake smart. Like it's like, how like only like a smart writer can write smart characters. Yep. Like there's a lot of like writers that try to write smart characters, but it never really comes out.
It comes off as like, it comes off as dumb.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's the best way to explain it. It's because it's dumb because they'll try to write a smart character. I've done this before. I'm not a smart motherfucker. Yeah. I've tried to write a smart character. And that shit came out. I was like, this shit don't make no sense. It's like, haha, I've actually done this. But it's like, but how did you really do that?
Yeah. No, but Light, one of the things that he does is he has a drawer in his what is it called, in his desk. Yeah. And he purposefully leaves the key in there. So people like want to go snooping around. They open it up. Oh, it's just a normal notebook. That's not the Death Note. But under it, there's like a small hole. Yeah. You remember that? Yeah. There's a small hole in the desk, and you have to like get like a pen or something and push it under, and there's like a panel that opens up to reveal his real Death Note. Yep. But it was like, if you figured out like, oh, like there's something under here, and you try to like force it open, it'd like catch on fire and like his whole house would like burn down, which, I mean, I don't know how good of a cover up that is. Like I tried to pull this thing out and the whole house caught on fire. Like, what was that? And it's like,
it was Kira's.
Like his whole cover up was like, oh, like if someone ever actually activated that thing and the whole house caught on fire, I'll just tell them that I wanted to hide my real diary. Yep. Like, wait, what? Like that's a bad. I think that's a bad about the show. That didn't make any sense, really. Like, I wanted to hide my real diary, so I caught the whole house on fire. Like,
it really has some crazy shit in there, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, that was the thing where it's like you only have like a 5% chance of actually finding that kind of thing. So it was like that was like a last resort type of ass pull. So I'll kind of let it slide. But
it's so true.
Yeah, but so he had the real Death Note. And this is the part where they're suspecting Light, so they have all types of cameras around his entire house,
and wires too,
right? And wires. And this is where Light, uses his manipulation. He manipulates Ryuk with the apples.
Yep.
Because
to help find the camera.
Yeah, because Ryuk, he loves apples, and he's just like, all right, I guess I can't let you eat apples if there's cameras around because. Like what are they gonna do? See a floating apple like that? So like, and Ryuk, we'll get into his character in a second, but he just loves watching the game, so he's not gonna mess it up. So he's like, okay, like he got Ryuk to actually find all of the cameras, so he knew where each and every camera was, so he knew where he could actually write names in the Death Note, and like they'll still like not suspect him because they'll be like, oh, he's just doing homework. You remember that? He was just sitting at his desk. Yeah. And he did this thing where because he's acting pretty secretive throughout the show, and they're like, all right, let's see like what he's hiding. L's watching, and Light just pulls out porn and he just starts looking at it. And like his dad's like, I can't watch this. Yep. And L's like, no, there's something going on here.
There's something fishy here.
Yeah, that's throughout the whole show is like other characters. For a normal character, they'll see that and be like, oh, no, he's clear. Like, he's good. Yeah. But L, it was always like, no. Like, there's no other explanation here.
Like why would he pull out porn around this time?
Like, you're right.
Like, this motherfucker look at it, it's like, okay, he's pulling out porn, but the way he's looking at that porn, he's flipping to the pages too fast.
Yeah, that's the pride of L, where it's like, I can't be wrong. Like this, everything's leading to this guy. Like I need to look into it more. And he always looks into it more where other characters, normal characters would just be like, all right, well, he's clear. He's just a normal student. Boom. But he actually has members of his kind of like his force following him. He had a guy named Ray Penber following him, and this was another 1,000 IQ play where Light, he had a criminal, like just like a throwaway criminal, where he had it to where like the guy would like come onto the bus or whatever, and then like get hit by a car or something. Yep. But like he dropped a piece of the notebook so that the guy would touch it, and the guy saw Ryuk. The criminal saw Ryuk and freaked out and ran out into the street and got hit by a car.
Yep.
You know, so that was like lights.
I think also he wrote on the page itself, if someone touches this page, they will die. Or
something like that. And then, you know, later on in the show, he gave Ray Penber the notebook. Like, you know, he went incognito and he gave him the notebook and he was like, all right, like I want you to write the names of all of your
all the people involved in the case or something like that.
Write them all here. And the guy's like, all right, I mean, there's not much to lose. Like, you're just getting these names. And, you know, lo and behold, he actually wrote down the names, and then Light wrote down the deaths and took all of them out just like that.
Yep.
And then with Naomi Misra, this is where I got into earlier. This is how we got here. But Naomi Misra had like a crucial part of information. She was like, because her husband was Ray Penber, right?
I thought it was her brother.
No, it was her husband.
Oh, that's right.
Fiance or something.
Yeah, you're right.
So she was like, oh, like he was on the bus with Light. Or like she knew who he was on the bus with, basically.
Yep. But that was like her crucial information.
Yeah, she was walking up to the headquarters and Light had no time, right? And Light, this is where he shines, is like when his back is against the wall, he always has, like he can always think himself out of a situation. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever watched Code Geass before.
Oh!
You love Code Geass?
Dude, I haven't seen that in forever, but yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
This is, because everyone likes to compare Light and Lelouch, like, oh, who's smarter? This is what makes Light leagues ahead of Lelouch.
Yeah.
Is Lelouch, his back would be against the wall and he would have nothing. Like he would be
He would flip. He would freak out.
He would be done, but there would always be like some sort of ass pull. Like Rolo would like save him, or like someone would always save him.
Yep.
Light never had anyone to save him. Like he was like,
motherfucker saved himself.
Yeah. Like he always, when his back was against the wall, he always saved himself. And what happened with that? She like he got her name, right?
Yep.
To write in the death note, wrote it down
because he got her ID or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Wrote it down. And he waited the 50 seconds or whatever it is, and like she didn't die. And he was like, "Wait, what's going on?" She started walking again, walking to the headquarters. He's done. The show would have been done right there.
Yep.
See, episode 5, the show would have been done right there. But he went up to her and he basically told her, he was like, "Hey, like I'm actually a part of the task force, and I'm working with L. So like all I need is, you know, a real form of identification, and you know I need this and this, and then you can work on the team with us. All right, like that's why I was like being so weird earlier." So she gave him the real ID. She was like, "Oh, okay, like I'm sorry I gave you an alias earlier. I just you got to be careful out here." Gave him the real ID, and then like he wrote her name down. This is where he literally becomes Kira. Because remember, it started snowing.
Yep.
Oh my God, this scene is so beautiful.
The music.
So beautiful. And he's just like, he starts taunting her. Like, this is like, not even like, he didn't have to do that at all. Like, he literally started, remember, he was like, "Oh, wait, my phone's working. You want to talk to my dad?" And she's like, no. And then like, remember, she like walked up the stairs to like hang herself. Oh my God. Such a beautiful scene. But
and he taunts her like, he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm Kira." Yeah. Okay, he's like, "Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure that you commit suicide to a part where they can't trace it to."
Yeah, literally, and that was the first episode where you're like, "Wow, this guy's actually evil."
Yeah, he's like, dark. Like
he started taunting her,
and that's how I think that's a good distinction, like where he really like embodied Kira.
Yeah,
where he's like, "I got away from that whole impossible situation. I'm him."
Yeah, no,
I'm him.
Literally,
I'm him. I'm like that. I'm like that.
That's where his pride takes over. But that's Kira. That's not Light. Light Yagami doesn't have like. I'm sure he probably has pride, but this is like ego.
Yeah,
this is like ego on a God level. Yeah, and he even does that when like they got like all the cameras around his house. You know.
Yeah.
There was a part where. What happened? Like they started broadcasting something, right?
Yep.
I think they started broadcasting like Ryuzaki or something like that.
Yeah, because it was another dude on the case or something like that. Or no.
It was a pop star. Because remember?
Oh yeah. Oh no, it was a pop star, and he was trying to say that was L. But then if he would have killed the pop star, they would have been like, "Oh, then that we know it was him."
Because I'm the only one who told him that name.
Yeah.
But I think they started broadcasting like where they like lied or something. They were basically like, oh, like the police force is like searching for Kira or something. Like they popped up something on his TV.
Yeah.
And then he just goes like, oh man, like I think like they're trying to scare Kira, like wherever he is, they're trying to scare him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was looking right through their plan right now or something like that. And he's indirectly taunting Elle, and that's where like Elle like moves closer to the TV, and he's like, oh, like he accepted that as like a form of like, oh, this guy is definitely Kira and he's taunting me right now because like I can't like
I can't prove it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know.
Literally. And there's like little comments like that intensify the rivalry, but it's like, all right, now we got to like prove it. And that's what made the cat and mouse so beautiful.
And it's the drive. I think it's like as the drive, like the more and more like Elle is starting like, there's some small shit. I know that it's the more and more he starts becoming more sure about himself. Yeah. It adds more to that drive. Like I gotta catch.
It's like they're literally playing 4D chess, and they're like taunting each other in the 5th dimension, where people in the 3rd dimension can't see it.
Yeah.
And don't accept these as taunts. Like they don't see this and be like, oh, these two are taunting each other. But like they're definitely like taunting each other, you know. And that's such an amazing show. But
I think we have time to go through all the characters.
Yeah, I think we went into Light too much. He's such a great character.
That's the thing with Death Note. It's such a fucking good series. That's the problem. I mean, let me go through Ryuk. Ryuk is the Shinigami. Is a bored Shinigami that drops the Death Note, a notebook that allows the one in its possession to kill anyone simply by knowing their name and face into the human world. Oh, that's what it was calling me. Into the human world in order to have fun. It is picked up by Light Yagami, a young genius who uses it to attempt to create and rule the world, cleanse the evil as a god. We got Misa Amane. Thank you. Misa Amane is a popular Japanese idol who is known as her gothic style dress. Hyperactive personality and devotion to Light, falling in love with him after he kills her parents' murderer. As a Death Note owner in the second Kira, she has the eyes of the Shinigami, which allows her to see nearly everyone's name and lifespan. However, she cannot see the lifespans of Death Note owners. As part of her career as an idol, she performs numerous jobs such as acting, singing, and modeling. And if Near and Mellow, that's what else season 2.
Season 2 boys,
but Misa Anime, I think she, as much as she is for I guess it matched fan service, she does play a huge part in the series. Her Shinigami guys are so OP, bro.
She's the biggest pawn, and this is one of Light's biggest weaknesses is when he tries to manipulate other people, he doesn't account for like how they would think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, he gives them all these orders, but like he doesn't understand that these people don't have the same mindset as him, you know? Yep. So Misa always slips up somehow, and like Light has to like bail her out, you know?
Yep.
Like the very first scene that she's in, she like sends in a tape to like the TV station, and like a piece of her hair is in it.
Yeah.
So that's how they know that like, oh, like, okay, this is Misa. And then they like go and like take her into confinement. You know?
And then like she fucking in person encounters fucking Light.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god. He's like, what are you doing here? Like, what the fuck? And like she's like, oh yeah, no, you should be my girlfriend and stuff. I know you should be my boyfriend and stuff like that. And he's like, look, I'm gonna have to date other women so we can just be on the low and shit. Like he's like, God fucking damn it. Stupid ass bitch. Goddamn son of a bitch.
He's literally just using her the whole show.
Even and they're like, I like how she's like, no, you can just use. I know what you're doing. You can just use me, bro. Yeah. Like use me. I don't give a fuck. Like that's all I want you to do. Like I just am in love with you. And he's like, yeah, all right, I'll use you. He's like, fuck.
Misa's bad, bro.
Yo,
like, there's like a meme where it's like, she's like, Light comes home like from like school or work or whatever, and like Lisa,
yeah,
Misa's just like laying down on the bed in like lingerie, and he's just like, oh, like he's like mad.
Yeah,
he's like, the meme was just like, bro, like I would have cracked so hard, bro. Like Light's built different, bro.
He's like, he's the only motherfucker to get mad when somebody's trying to there was a meme. I saw another one. It was like, Light's the only motherfucker to get mad when I'm gonna girl try to throw it back on her.
Like, bro. I respect it, bro. He was on that grind set.
Yeah, no, he was.
I respect it. Like I low key, we could take some pointers from him, man.
Yeah.
Bro.
Don't take pointers of like, yes, murder everybody in this book. Yeah, and manipulate everybody around us. Yeah, you gotta take the pointers.
So someone out there, make a light Yagami Sigma edit.
They probably already did. It's the internet we're talking about, man.
That's a Sigma grind set right there, yeah.
Oh my god! You know what? I think we should probably go. We should probably do the tier list next episode. I think.
You think so? I think once we have all the
episode,
characters unlocked, we should hop into it.
Yes, I think. I really want to talk about more, but I think we're really stretching the time here. I want to make sure to get everything in here, guys. And there will be a part 2, guys. There will be a part 2 of Death Note, by the way. And we will have your ass back on here.
Oh yeah, of course.
No, but we're not going to end it just now. I do want to get past something, guys. Before we get into the last section of this, I do want to talk about one big thing when it comes to Death Note. And I know we talked about the good and literally literally just a slight bad about it.
Just one.
But this, if you had to rate this anime, man, 10 out of 10, how would you rate it?
It's funny. I actually do have a My Anime list, and this is one of my only perfect animes. This is one of my 10 stars. At first, it was 8 stars when I first watched it, because that season 2 hit, and I felt a little underwhelmed. I felt a little disappointed, and then you go back, and it's like, it's actually really cool, and we'll get into that on the next part, and I can explore that a little bit more. But after watching it a few times, I think it's perfect. Just how bite-sized it is and how much they can pack into those 37 episodes. I think it's like literally like a perfect anime. And there's so many twists and turns where it's like, that was genius. And like, I think this is one of the most smart written characters in Light and L. These are two of the most smart characters that I've ever seen in an anime. So for that, I think it's perfect. The OST is perfect.
Yes.
The animation is amazing. So yeah, I love it. I love this show. How about you?
10 out of 10. Oh, it was one of the first animes I really got myself into. Like, I watched anime with my family. Like Gundam was actually one of them too. I didn't understand what was happening. I just saw big fat robots. But the point is, I growing up, Death Note was an influential part of like you said, it wasn't that action anime. It was definitely a drama. It was definitely a detective. It was definitely like it was twists and turns and shit like that. And it was definitely an eye opener. Definitely was an inspiration to me to really expand my anime palette. And the series itself, like the reason why I also give it to 10, the music, fucking phenomenal. The characters, fucking phenomenal. Nothing was like done. Nothing was annoying. Nothing was useless. Like and that's another thing we forgot to mention too. Every fucking dialogue of that show mattered.
Literally. Like, even when they're like playing tennis against each other.
Oh yeah, yes.
You remember that where he's like, well, if Kira doesn't like to lose, but maybe he's gonna purposely try to lose just so I don't think he's Kira. And they're like hitting the ball back and forth. He's like, if I ask him where he's from, is he gonna think I'm trying to get to know him more? Like, it was like every single thing was like them like trying to they're like trying to talk to each other as friends. As friends. I'm putting up the little air quotations, but it was deep down they're trying to get to know each other more, like for this cat and mouse game. Yeah. And they're up close and personal. I love those scenes of the show.
And that's what I'm saying. Every fucking piece of dialogue mattered. Like when you fuck up one little piece, you're just like, whoa, what happened? But even then, it'll catch you up right then and there. Yeah. And that's the best thing. It's like, it's not like most animes where it's like when they're trying to be smart, you miss one little piece and you're like, okay, wait, how did he do that again? Like, right. It leaves this window, like this nice gap where you can obtain this knowledge. So if you miss one little thing, it will catch you up by the next dialogue. Mm-hmm. And it's that little like that build up. And also the build up is amazing. It's that draws you in every fucking episode. Like I said, I didn't skip the intro because that shit was hype as fuck. I loved it. And it added, and also more and more you watch the show, and the more you understand each character and what the role is in the show, the intro just feels a lot more complete. And I'm like, dude, and just it just everything. And Misa.
Uh-huh.
Misa.
one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in an anime. And I don't know how well I can explain this. You guys might have to just go and see it for yourself, like rather than me explaining it. I don't know how well you remember it, but it was the part, you know, because they have the 2 death notes. So he had Rem. That was Misa's Shinigami, right? So he gave her Ryuk's notebook, and he gave Ryuk Rem's notebook. So, like, because the Shinigami, they don't follow the person, they follow the notebook, right?
Yep.
So, basically, he changed Shinigami. So, now he had Rem, and Ryuk had Misa, right?
Yep.
And then, like, oh my God. Then he gave up ownership of the notebook, right? Because Misa was still in confinement and he was about to go into confinement. He's so smart that he used himself as a pawn.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, he like used his innocent self as a pawn. He was like, oh, like, this is just the way I am. Like, I would want to help with the investigation. Like, he was about to lose all of his memories. So he was literally just taking that. And he was like, all right, like, eventually I'm going to touch the Death Note again. And then we can pick up from there. You know what I mean? That was so genius. But then, like, he used Rem to kill... Well, sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, you might as well spoil it. Yeah. But then
he used Rem to kill L.
And his butler.
Yeah, and his butler. And, you know, because I think they're about to execute Misa or something. And
Yep.
It's a rule, like, if you prevent a death from happening, then the Shinigami dies. So now he doesn't have to deal with Rem anymore because she was threatening to kill him throughout the whole show. She was like, all right, if Misa dies, like, I'm going to kill you, basically.
Yeah, I will write your name in this fucking notebook.
So he got rid of her, he got rid of L, and he got rid of Watari in, like, one play. And I was like, oh, my God.
And then the feel... Oh, God, I got to spoil this. This is getting... We're telling you this, but it's like, you're like, okay, now I want to see this.
Yeah.
And when you get the context... That's why I don't mind spoilers, but depending on how the spoiler is, because it's the context to it. And so we can tell you all this, but when you watch the series, it's great because when he's holding L those final moments, that just and the bells are tolling.
And you look up and his face is all red. It's like he's seeing light's true colors for the first time.
And it's just like, I was right.
Yeah.
With that moment of, you didn't even get to say it, it just was there.
So sad. And I mean, going to season 2, the show felt a little empty without L, you know?
And we'll pick up on that in part 2 in the future. But before we go, I just want to say, if you guys want to crucify us in the comments if we missed anything or anything like that, or we spoiled too much. If you feel like we spoiled too much, put that in the comment section. Crucify us. I do not mind a crucifixion here and there.
I felt like the audience would have already seen the show. That's kind of where I was.
No, you better. They fucking better.
It's a great show.
It's a fucking amazing show. Yes, but I want to give Noni. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Do you have any like final words or anything?
No problem. I don't have anything to plug. Unfortunately, but yeah, man, just check my boy Annoying Llama out here.
Plugs me.
I don't have anything to plug. Let me plug him, man. Check him out on stream, man.
Gee, you didn't even have to do that. Actually, you did not have to do that. But yes, check me out on stream with Annoying Llama on Twitch. If you want to ask any more questions and shit like that, when this episode comes out, you guys will basically enjoying this treat already. This is actually a longer episode too. Longer episode. That's probably the longest of all the episodes right now. Yeah. So definitely, like, we're definitely stretching it.
We're two talkative guys. So.
Yeah, two talkative guys ready to kick some fucking ass and take some names. But again, if you guys also want to talk about so Sada's not here to really ask the question, so I'm gonna do it. What is your favorite scene in Death Note? Or if you haven't watched or don't really remember any good scenes, who is your favorite character? So what is your favorite scene? And if not, who is your favorite character in Death Note? You can even see season 2 characters if you want to. So, but we're gonna do it just like the intro. So, hi, my name is HRL.
Hi, my name is Noni.
And this was me. Yeah, you're right. So we actually do that, and this was, and I'm the one who forgot that.
It's Weeb About It, right?
Yeah. So, hi, my name is HRL.
Hi, my name is Noni.
And this was Weeb About It. God damn it. See, now I'm fucking up. All right. See you later, guys. Love you guys. Want to say goodbye?
See you guys. Yep.
Bye. Bye.